So, have you ever found yourself wondering, do I really need therapy? It's a question that many of us might ask, but the answer isn't always clear. And so, in the next few minutes, we're going to break down when therapy can be very helpful and when you might not need it at all. Because here's the thing, therapy isn't about becoming dependent on this tool, it's about gaining the necessary skills you need to live a better and healthier, sustainable life. And sometimes it's okay to step away when you don't need it anymore. So let's talk about how to make that decision. So before I get started, I do want to share I'm a third year in my psychology PhD program, and I've learned a lot, but I do have so much more to learn and much more to continue learning as long as I'm alive. So I'm not by any means an expert, and I don't think anyone is, even experts. We're all humans having this lifelong learning experience because if you think about it, new science comes in and old science gets thrown out. So all that to say, I want to share my own insights about why therapy can be helpful or unhelpful. However, that does not mean that my opinions, my insights are true for you. That's a decision you have to make for yourself. So let's start. I want to start by acknowledging something important. Therapy is kind of a privilege. Unfortunately, not everyone has access to it, whether it's due to financial barriers, lack of resources, or social stigma. Accessibility actually is such a big issue in mental health care. In many places, therapy is expensive and not everyone can afford it. There's also long wait lists, especially in public health systems. And let's not forget cultural and societal norms and stigmas that can discourage people from seeking help. Now, let's talk about what therapy really is. Therapy, in my eyes, is a tool, an incredibly powerful one, but it's not a crutch. It's not meant to be something that you can depend on forever, right? Therapy provides a safe space, a safe and comfortable space. It offers support and helps you develop coping strategies and teaches you skills that you can use to improve your own mental health and relationships. But the goal of therapy isn't to keep coming back indefinitely. Think of it like going to the gym. When you start, you might need guidance from a trainer. They'll show you the right exercises, help you build strength, and motivate you. But the point isn't to rely on your trainer forever. Eventually, you take what you've learned and you use it on your own. So, the same goes for therapy. It's about equipping you with those tools you need to navigate life's challenges so you can move forward. And just like physical fitness, the real progress happens when you put those lessons into practice in your daily life. For example, maybe you've learned mindfulness techniques that work for you to manage anxiety. And it's not just about using those exercises during the therapy sessions when you've learned it, it's about applying them when life throws you some curveballs your way and being able to manage that anxiety in that moment. The real growth happens outside of the therapist's office. It's about applying what you've learned, whether it's managing stress, improving relationships, or navigating life's unpredictable twists and turns. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes you might find yourself facing new challenges that therapy can help you navigate. Returning to therapy doesn't mean you failed, it means you're continuing to take care of your mental health. Just like you'd go back to the gym after a break to stay in shape. It's like this continuous cycle, and I feel like that's something that a lot of us have trouble with, even myself, is thinking you go to therapy or you go through this incredible mental wellness experience, whether it's in therapy or outside of therapy, and you feel that you're healed and no other problems can get to you, but that's not how life works. You're always continuing to grow. And so, with that in mind, it's important to see therapy as something that you might go to, leave, come back to, and that's completely okay and completely normal. There's no one size fits all answer for the question, do I need therapy? But I do feel like there are some signs that therapy could be a good idea for you to consider. One of the clear signs is when your lifestyle is affecting your ability to function. And this can happen when there are changes in your mental health, right? So if you're feeling that you're experiencing some hopelessness or having trouble sleeping, facing addiction or eating disorders, experiencing anxiety or stress, among many other, mental health concerns that create distress, then it might be helpful to seek support in therapy. Of course, we all experience some of these stressors, but if it impedes in your ability to live your life the way you want to, then it can be helpful to seek that support. Another sign that shows that you might need therapy is if these challenges aren't improving, even with the support of your family and friends and other loved ones. It's frustrating, when we feel ourselves getting worse or not improving despite the best efforts to manage. If you're feeling increasingly frustrated, overwhelmed, lost, misunderstood, or hopeless, it might be a sign that your support network is not enough and you could benefit from an unbiased perspective. So, having that therapist to be there to help guide you without having any sort of biases. A mental health professional can either provide or help you find the right kind of support to manage what you're going through more effectively. Stress, anxiety, grief, or depression often follow life events like breakups or family trouble, illness, moving, changing careers, losing a loved one, whatever it is. Therapy can help you work through these events and heal, especially if you haven't been through something similar before or any sort of literal input in your day to day life could be helpful. Therapy is about finding balance. It's about using the tools you've learned to navigate life, but knowing when you need the extra support. The key is to integrate what you've learned in therapy into your everyday life. This might mean practicing mindfulness or setting healthy boundaries or applying new communication skills. Ultimately, therapy is about living a fuller, healthier life. It's about taking what you've learned and putting it into action. And if life gets tough again, therapy is there to help you recalibrate and move forward. Therapy isn't a one-time fix, but it's also not meant to be a lifelong dependency. It's about finding the right balance for you. Therapy, helps people somewhat, a little, a lot, or not at all. And so all these outcomes that therapy has is perfectly normal. And I truly believe if there's something that can help you, use it by all means, right? Thank you so much for tuning in. I have put some resources down below if you want to give it a look. Please let me know what you guys think about therapy in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you're willing to share, about your own experience in therapy and what that's been like. So thank you so much, and I love you.